Hey, beautiful souls, welcome or welcome back to my channel and to another Pick a Card reading. Today's reading was requested by Lily, and Lily wanted to do a reading around how someone is feeling about the current situation that you're in with them, how they're feeling about it, and kind of their intentions moving forward. So I'm so excited to be doing this reading. I do enjoy doing love readings and relationship readings. I also like doing kind of more self-reflective readings, but I do really like these ones because there's something about them, and I think they can be really helpful for people. So hopefully this will be helpful for you too. So again, this is, how are they feeling about this situation that you're currently in with them? It could be about anyone, but let's be honest here, it's probably going to be more so about like a partner, a romantic partner, but it could be about anyone. So just please take the messages as they resonate for you, and I'll try and make it as general as possible. Please remember that time is an illusion and energy is fluid. And that if you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can find all my details in the description box below. I offer personal readings in the town that I live in. So if you're a local, you can get a reading with me one-on-one. I also do recorded readings where you're sent a private YouTube link to what you're reading. And I also do online live readings as well if you're interested, because we can tailor something specifically to what it is that you need clarity around. Now, without any further ado, one more thing I want to say is to thank you all so much for your ongoing love and support. Another way you can support my channel, if you haven't already, is to subscribe and to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. All right, now I am going to pause the video because I'm about to show you 3 different cards that you have to choose from for your reading. Okay, I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so the cards that you have to pick from today for your reading is Space, which is going to be pile 1. So there's a lot to be left to the imagination with that one. We have Consciousness. I really like this card. And we have Illumination. I like this one too. I like the orange. So those are your 3 cards. If you need a little bit more time to kind of sit with which one you think is going to be your card, what I'll get you to do is, obviously that's not a problem, and what I'll get you to do is pause the video because I am about to start the readings. Hello and welcome, pile 1, and for those of you who chose Space, this is your reading. What I'm picking up intuitively before we get into the cards is, I feel like with you and this person, you both probably need a little bit of space at the moment to gain clarity about yourselves, more so than about the situation, but gaining clarity about yourself will help gain clarity around the situation. But there's this need for kind of just space and nothingness is what I'm getting here. Space to create newness is what another message I might be getting for some people here. Let me know if you feel to. All right, now I'm very excited about using these cards because these are one of the first decks of cards that I was given, that was given to me by my mother. And it's the OG Rider-Waite Tarot cards. I'm so excited. I don't know why, but I just am. But let's get into it. The current energy that the person is in that you're thinking about, we have the Page of Pentacles and we have the 7 of Pentacles. So at the moment, this person is, I feel like this person is kind of starting to learn how to kind of be more grounded and be more present in what they are offering you and the situation. And they're also in a place where they're really kind of reflecting on not just the situation, but because we have pentacles here, I feel like this person is also reflecting on the energy that has been put into not just this relationship, but maybe into their work and way of being and their identity. Because what I'm feeling with this particular group is that, yeah, this person is kind of developing things with around like money and their value and their worth, and kind of trying to see what has been coming to fruition, and the seeds that they've planted, what's coming out of that, what's come out of the investments they've been making, questioning that. And I think wanting to look at things in a different way and a new way that's going to be more grounded for them and quite possibly the situation as a whole. There's something here to do with finances, definitely, or stability and something around finances, but a newness in the energy, okay, for this person. They're learning something new about money and its worth is what I'm getting here. And I feel like with some of them that their identity is tied to money and their worth. Let's go deeper. So we have 3 major arcanas here, which means these are karmic cards, which means what's happening now with these cards was meant to happen, it's fated, and then it's kind of up to you or your person to what they do with what's their karma and what they've kind of been dealt. Whether it's positive or negative depends on how you view it, right? But there's lessons to be learned, obviously. Let's just start with the 6 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles. Again, this is more about money and stability, okay? How are they feeling about this situation? Or this is more so, I think, how they're kind of feeling about you in this situation. This person really wants to ensure that they feel there's like an equal give and take between the two of you, right? And I'm really being drawn to this picture here of this person giving coins to this person not yet, right? And it's interesting how we have justice here as well, and we have the balancing things here, whatever they're called. I feel like how this person kind of sees you in this situation is that perhaps maybe they haven't been, there's been an imbalance in the relationship. Maybe this person has been spending and focusing more time on money and work and finances, and kind of hasn't been giving you what you deserve or hasn't been giving you enough. And I don't feel like that's intentional. I just feel like this person is learning a lot about money and stability and being grounded, right? And so they're working hard at this. They're working hard at trying to find balance. They're working really hard at trying to find balance here. And that's how they feel about you. This is how they feel about the situation. They feel like there needs to be more balance, and that obviously work is going to need to be put in that. But yeah. how they kind of feel about you in this situation. We have Death and the Magician, big cards. So what I'm really picking up here is that they know that something has to, not literally, but metaphorically, needs to die in this relationship in order for it to become what they really want it to be, or what you both really want it to be, okay? And with the Magician clarifying, I feel like how they're feeling about you in this situation is that, and this death may have already came, right? They know that this whole situation needs to change big time, right? There needs to be a rebirth. And they feel like that both of you, and especially you, have the ability to transform the situation into something more positive or more productive or more balanced. And there is that ability, because the Magician is the alchemist and they can decide what they want to do with the energy and where it flows. So another message I'm getting here is the energy that existed needs to die. And I mean, not die, but it needs to change, because energy doesn't die, it just shifts, right? It's fluid. So what has already kind of been manifested needs to shift into something else, is what I'm getting here. And that's kind of how they feel about you and their kind of relationship with you, is that needs to shift. The old way of being in the relationship needs to die. And they feel like this is a possibility, but it's going to take a lot of work, because a lot of that includes having things more balanced again. With the King of Swords and Justice, this is really about kind of what their intentions are moving forward. This person, I think, is trying to stay really rational and clear-headed about what's going on. I think they're trying to they're really trying to kind of see things more objectively with what's happening, because they want balance. Like here, they want balance, they want justice, they want things to be equal, and they want things to be good for both of you and a good outcome for both of you, whatever ends up happening in this situation, right? So their plan is to stay kind of really rational, to have a clear head, and to be as fair and just as they possibly can be, because this is a big karmic lesson for this person as well, is to stay more clear-headed and more present, and to be fair and just and balanced. This is, I feel like with this person that you're asking about, this is like a big shift for them. Because I also kind of feel like their way of thinking has been imbalanced. But anyway, your words of advice as the viewer for this person in this situation. We have some interesting cards. Again, we have Pentacles. We have the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Wands, and the Devil. So this person is, I think, really, really focused on building an empire, wanting to be in a place in their life that is really stable and grounded, and they're comfortable with money, and they're able to do what they need to do, and they don't have to worry about things, and they can take holidays, and they can buy the things they want and be really comfortable, right? But this is This has been a lot of hard work for them, and they feel like this is hard work, and the advice is that this has been a big, heavy burden for them, and I think this is why they're starting to kind of reassess things. And as I don't know if you remember me mentioning before, but I have this feeling that this person's identity is pretty kind of made up or wrapped around money and manifesting and building security. Okay, because we have pentacles, we have a lot of pentacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a lot of pentacle cards here, so a lot of wanting stability and security, right? Now with the devil, just know that because this person is carrying a lot, right? And because they're carrying a lot, and because their identity is very much made up of money and their worth and stability, and take it as it resonates, they can sometimes get really triggered because of how hard they're working and because of the shifts they're trying to make and the change they want to make and the whole process that this takes up and the amount of energy this takes up. So for you as the viewer as well, this person is probably, if you're in a relationship with them, this person is probably trying to build like an empire for you and for both of you, right? So just try and keep in mind that sometimes you or them might be triggered around the imbalances that have come up in this or around this, okay? Because we all know that money can be a difficult thing to talk about, and it can be a challenging thing to juggle. And unfortunately, we kind of live in a world where money's quite important in terms of even just having the basic needs, right? So just remember to try and not get caught up in triggers that this might bring up for you as well, and that are coming up for this person around this, okay? I do want to pull, I am going to clarify the devil a little bit more because I am curious. Yeah, 9 of Wands. We've got the 9, the 10 of Wands here. There's a lot at stake for this person. This person is really working hard, and I think some of this is saying just kind of be aware of how much they've got on their plate at the moment, because they're trying to build this for you or for both of you or whatever, okay? And they're weary, they're tired. Last one I'm going to pull for this. Don't try to kind of yeah, this person is I think has concerns around money as well. So, and I think they're holding things close to their chest, and I think they fear kind of sharing what's going on for them and their fears in this, because it's a big thing for them. Another message I'm getting here from these words of advice as well is, for you as the viewer, is make sure you know your worth and your long-term goals, and don't kind of don't overextend yourself for this person. You really need to maintain healthy boundaries and kind of look at and examine any unhealthy attachment to the situation here, and kind of avoid holding on out of fear of losing this. And I think that's where this whole balance fits in, because I think this person is starting to realize it's imbalanced and it's affecting the relationship. So pile one, I really hope you enjoyed this reading, and I hope that it's given you the clarity and or insight that you've needed. And I will see you at my next reading. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, pile two, or for those of you who chose this beautiful card, Consciousness. This is your reading. I feel like this person that you're asking about is becoming more conscious every passing moment as we speak. This person, I feel, is their Kundalini is rising. This person is, I feel like this is a target, and this person's aim and goal is to have a greater level of consciousness, and it's been challenging for them is what I'm getting so far. But let's get into the reading. So their overall energy at the moment, and I'm just going to put that there because I need to remember that. Their overall energy at the moment is the 9 of Stones and the 8 of Arrows. So this person, I feel, especially with this deck of cards and the consciousness, this person, I feel, is someone that is quite intuitive. I feel like this is someone that could be a healer, or someone that is quite self-aware and is on a bit of a journey at the moment. Okay. They are in the midst of really trying to come more into their power, to heal and to feel whole again. And there's a whole process to this. I don't know if this is Stonehenge, but this person is really trying to manifest something good for them so they can feel like they're in their power again. And what they're really struggling with is feeling quite alone in this journey, feeling very kind of in their head, feeling cold, feeling like they're having to, like, what's the word when you're kind of ducking and weaving all these arrows, which is all mind. So this is how this person is feeling. It's quite sad. They're really, really struggling, this person, and they probably have other things going on that I don't know about, that you might know about, maybe you don't, but they're wanting to come into this. They're working on this to come more into this, but it is a journey and a process for this person. Okay, so that's their current energy. They're wanting to become more conscious and present. Okay, what beautiful cards. Okay, this is a pretty straightforward reading, which is nice, but for some people it feels like it's too short. To start off, we have the 4 of Bows, celebration, and 7 of Arrows, insecurity. This person, I feel, has kind of how they're feeling about the current situation with you is, I feel like there's some conflict going on here, because there's a part of them that feels like they kind of want to celebrate with you and have a good time and enjoy all the positive things that are either coming their way or they're manifesting, right? But it's kind of like, here we go again with the arrows, right? They are having a hard time celebrating what you have, or what's coming to them, or what's coming to both of you, because they have so many insecurities and just being caught in their mind that it's making it hard for them to be in the energy that they really want to be in. So they feel good about the situation and they feel positive, but they also feel really hurt and they feel insecure and they feel alone. Again, alone. You know, there's pictures here with other people celebrating. This person is alone, and look at the arrows that are in this person's body. That's awful. There's one here in their heart. That's really awful. But they also know that part of this struggle is helping them to grow, which doesn't make it less intense for them. If you have a look at this picture here, this person is alone as well, but they're growing and they're trying to heal, right? This person is on a big spiritual growth pattern, person, journey. How they kind of feel about you, this is beautiful, but again, we have conflicting feelings here, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally valid because two things can be true at the same time, right? This person really loves you. This person values you, they cherish you, they appreciate everything you do for them. They sometimes feel really overwhelmed with their emotions for you. You've shared a lot of really good times. They want this happiness with you to continue, but they're struggling to kind of be at peace with this and to show this and share this with you because they are healing from heartache. They are healing from pain. They are healing from fire in their heart. Because it says 3 of arrow, jealousy. I don't think this is about jealousy. I think this is about this person just really wanting this with you and wanting to enjoy it, but it feeling really hard to shift past this grief. And there's anger with the grief as well, because there's fire here, because I feel like this person feels like they're really trying and wanting to enjoy things, but it's so painful for them. And maybe jealousy, I don't pick up this person as jealous of you at all. I feel like, if anything, they might kind of feel like you have this already, or that you're enjoying more of this, or that you show more of this. But they feel sad because maybe they feel like they can't meet you halfway with this, is what I'm getting. I do want to pull one more clarifier for that. Let me just get my cards. This one's popping out. Yes, again, 7 of stones, healing. This person is trying to heal. And it's interesting how we've got the green here and the green here. This is a lot of heart chakra stuff. This person is really trying to heal. And I honestly feel like this person is a healer as well, or someone that helps people, or is in some sort of like helping thing, job, whatever. But yes, this person is really trying to heal, and that's why it seems like they're not happy and they're not enjoying the situation, or they don't want to be in it, because there's so much they have to heal from. You know, and it's probably not just stuff within the relationship, but this is probably stuff that they need to heal from their entire lifetime, or lifetimes, or whatever your belief is. So this person's having a difficult time, okay? Then with the 9 of bows, respect, and the 4 of arrows, this person still wants to move forward. This person has the drive to want to keep going and try and make this work. Okay, it's there. There's this kind of like loyalty to this, or this want for this to really, really, really work out, right? But they also need to ensure that they're resting enough, because this person is not getting enough rest, because we've got this beautiful butterfly here, which is all about kind of transformation, right? But I feel like sometimes this person is kind of working too hard, or just carrying too much, or just like go, 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 let's do this, let's finish this, let's accomplish this, instead of just taking it a bit easier and maybe just doing one thing at a time and resting. Because there's one thing where, like, sleep is not always rest. And if this person is dealing with what they're dealing with, especially with all these arrows, their nervous system is potentially a bit shot. So when your nervous system is imbalanced, it doesn't matter how much sleep you get, you're still going to feel tired, and you're still going to kind of feel wired, like this person that's like, I want to persevere, I want to go ahead. But when you're in this person looks like they need to not only to sleep, but they look like they need to go on a retreat to Bali or somewhere beautiful for an entire 6 months, right? This person has been through a lot and they keep showing up. And I feel like maybe sometimes you forget that, maybe you don't. I don't want to make any assumptions or judgments on you as the viewer, but that's what I'm seeing here. I'm also going to pull some words of advice for you as the viewer with this person. So we've got Knight of Bows, and Nine of Vessels. Just getting asked to pull one more. Four of Vessels. Okay, so what I'm getting for you here is, as the viewer, words of advice for this person in this situation. Knight of Bows, the Fox. This is really cute. Nine of Vessels and Four of Vessels. So what I'm getting here is, enjoy this connection. Enjoy the connection. But Knight of Bows is all about passion, right? And moving forward and being a fox. But don't let passion make the decision for you, or decisions for you in regards to this person and the situation. You really need to stay emotionally aware and make sure that you're not seeing the situation, that you're seeing the situation as it is, not as you hope it will be. Enjoy kind of what's happening. Remember your worth and your wishes, but stay open-minded and don't get stuck waiting or chasing or idealizing and putting too much pressure as well on this person for validation, especially at the moment, okay? And also kind of be clear about, another message I'm getting is, be clear about what you genuinely want for your own happiness, and just don't be fixated on this person or a particular outcome, that you kind of overlook important information or opportunities, but also keep in mind kind of what's going on for them, is what I'm getting here. Now, I also wanted to pull you guys a card from the Spiritual Witch, the Modern Witch Spiritual Deck cards things, to see if there's anything else that comes out here, more of an intuitive read about this person and this situation. Faith. It's interesting how there's two flowers here as well. I feel like this represents you and them. I don't want to tell you what to do, because obviously you have your own free will, but this is just really for me saying there's faith in here, and you're safe to have faith in this person and their process, because they are conscious of what's happening. And just because you're conscious of what's happening, it doesn't mean that you're always kind of going to get it right, because no one's perfect and no one's, it's challenging. I'm going to pick one more for you. Compassion. Be compassionate with yourself and with this person as well. All right, pile 2, I really, really hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I did doing it for you. If you really like this reading and it resonated and you would like more information or have other questions or would like some other kind of personal reading, you can find my details in the description box below. If you'd like to leave me a tip so I can get a cup of tea or a coffee or a cupcake, you can do so, or put the money towards a new deck of cards. My PayPal is below, but of course it's never expected. There is another way that you can also support me, and that is by subscribing to the channel, giving the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and you can also leave me feedback. I was going to say cakes. What's going on with me? Maybe I feel like cake. Also, please feel free to leave feedback and cakes comments below. All right, pile 2, thank you so much for your ongoing love and support. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, hello, pile 3. Last but very not least, if you chose the illumination card, this is your reading. This person is trying to find clarity at the moment. Illumination. Let's get into it though. It's a beautiful card. Okay, so this is the Bond Witch Tarot deck compared to the Rider-Waite that I used in the first pile. Pretty interesting. Let's get into it. So this is about your person's kind of current energy, their overall energy. We have everything is fine and the Fool. So this person is feeling really defeated. They're feeling hurt, defeated. This is kind of like the end of a cycle for them. They are just stressed to the maximum, but they're pretending everything is fine and they just kind of want to move forward in a new direction is what I'm getting here. So they're in this juxtaposition. And as I've said before, both things can be true at once, right? So they kind of, in regards to this situation, they kind of just want to they're just kind of, the overall energy is I'm done dwelling on the past and I want to move forward and see where this goes is what I'm getting here. Now, let's get into the reading. 3 of Pentacles and the Magician with how they feel about the situation. This is really constructive energy. This is about teamwork, right? And they see in this situation that this is going to take teamwork and that it takes 2 to tango and that they need to be able to apply themselves. And with the Magician clarifying, this is, they seem to feel that the situation has got potential and that this can be continued to be developed or actively developed or improved. This whole situation is what I'm getting here. And with the Magician, because this is a karmic card, this is an opportunity for this person to really learn how to collaborate in a really good way that's helpful for both of you, is what I'm getting as well. Now we have the Hangman and the Two of Cups kind of representing how they feel about you. So this is really probably the most interesting part of the reading, to be honest with you. The Hangman is always about kind of pausing and reflecting and kind of seeing things differently. It can also kind of represent waiting and not really being ready to act immediately, right? They're kind of like waiting for this light bulb moment, or they're waiting for a moment where things are more clear, and then they'll kind of feel ready to come out. And it's interesting because this is the crown chakra, hey? So it's kind of like they're waiting for this clarity to come through for them. So they're in this kind of limbo state. And with the Two of Cups, this is kind of suggesting that you know, they see that there's a genuine connection here between the two of you, but they're really taking their time to kind of understand it on a deeper level. And they're currently trying to they're taking a pause. They need time out to see this the way they feel like they really need to see it, if that makes sense. And I'm really being drawn to the line here. This is taking them a lot of strength, because I feel like this person is quite dedicated to this. I want to pull another card. Yeah, Six of Cups, because I feel like you've got a bit of a history with this person, or there's nostalgia with this person, right? You've shared some good memories together. I also feel like this could represent the Tower. This could also represent that they might be kind of working through stuff from their childhood. And then with the Tower, with the Tower and the Nine of Swords, but then we have the Star, and I need to stop pulling cards. But there's been a Tower moment for you guys, definitely, and it's created a lot of anxiety and stress for this person. But they know that there's the ability to heal this, and they want to heal this, but that's why they're kind of in the Hangman position at the moment. With the Ten of Pentacles and the Five of Wands, their intentions with this is they really want to make this work. They feel like there's a lot of potential here for like stability and like a really nice family life that's comfortable and enjoyable and lovely. With the Five of Wands, they also know that in order for this to come to fruition, they're going to have to understand and make peace with the fact that sometimes there might be, let's say, constructive conflict around what that kind of looks like. And that sometimes, there's going to be differences in between what the two of you see that is or what it means to you as well. Let's just go a bit deeper with it. And that in itself is creating some more stress for them. They feel bound by their mind, and they feel a little bit trapped by potential conflict that's been had before around what this means to them. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, because they really want like a stable life. And I feel like they see you as the Queen of Pentacles, man or woman. They see you as someone that can contribute to this, right? It's just, and can contribute to the Four of Wands, right? They're just stuck in their head with this. I'm also getting this a message that for you as the viewer, that you're probably someone that they see not only as the Queen of Pentacles, but I feel like they also, King or Queen or whatever, they also see you as someone that's like quite confident and together, and that you're someone that, you know, that doesn't just kind of lay back and go, oh yeah, let's just do what you want to do, because there's that fire energy there. All right. Your words of advice as the viewer for this situation and this person, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. So what this is really saying is that just kind of observe and be open to be adaptable with this situation, okay? Also, don't kind of rush to conclusions or put all your energy into one particular outcome. You've got to make sure that you stay balanced and kind of think strategically and make sure you're responding to what's actually happening rather than what you hope will happen. Yeah, and stay in your power. Know that either way, you've got this. Wow. So funny that I was talking about the Queen of Wands before, and there she is. You've got this. I feel like for some of you as the viewer, you've kind of maybe not felt really confident in this situation. So yeah, both of you, I think, have taken time out to reflect on this. But yeah. There's forward momentum, that's for sure. All right. Now, one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of these random cards. They're like this little, they're called the Modern Witch Spiritual Deck. They're really cute. They're just like pictures of stuff. I'm just going to pull one so you can just get an intuitive read about this. Mind. Don't spend too much time in your mind because it's making things bigger than they actually are, is what I'm getting here. You need to free your mind because it's creating discourse. Because there's greater things going on here, and your third eye can get very clouded, especially if you're feeling broken, okay? So I'm going to stop pulling cards now. Thank you so much for your time, Pile 3. I really hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I did doing it for you. Please feel free to leave feedback and comments below. And I would love if you can support my channel by giving this video a thumbs up, of course, if you enjoyed it, subscribing, and if you want to check out my social media platforms, if you want to check out my website to book a reading or to leave me a tip, you can find all the details in the description box below. Thank you so much, Pile 3. Lots of love and light. I'll see you next time. Bye.